Give us 60 minutes and we'll give you Nelson Radio every Saturday from 2 to 3 p.m. on KTLK AM 1150. With 29 years in the mortgage business and an array of top-level guests visiting the show, Nelson is in a unique position to bring you cutting-edge information on real estate, business, finance, and law. If you have any questions for Nelson or any of his guests, give him a call at 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136. Or check him out online at nelsonradio.com.
Nelson Radio.
This segment of Nelson Radio is brought to you by Changing a Generation, putting an end to human trafficking one child at a time.
I'm Nelson, and welcome back to Nelson Radio and our Thanksgiving weekend show. Pay attention to our Mortgage Advantage. Our market-exclusive lock and shop rate guarantee frees today's interest rate. Have that waiting for you at the finish line as you go out and identify which property to assign it to. It's the safe and sane way to go. You can reach us direct. Call us 888-888-2136 or click through at nelsonradio.com. You'll be able to find out more about improving your mental performance with our Be a Beast 12-step process to improve. That training video will also be available on our website, nelsonradio.com, and you can text the word BEAST to 313131. We're with Brett Miller and Gerard Bizignano talking about the Game Plan International, and I wanted to draw this distinction between what some people do in extending professional services and what you're going to do with Game Plan International. And I just thought I'd prompt you, play along with me here. I wanted to prompt you with these kinds of things because dealing with young athletes, I come from professional tennis. I remember being on the courts coaching Maria Sharapova when she was 17 years old, and somebody that's walking around as a little $20, $25 million a year corporation, she did not know what to do with that kind of wealth. Obviously, she had her parents around her and wanted, that wise counsel and advice that you're extending through Game Plan International. But it's important when you're dealing with athletes, you have the full scope of emotions that come coupled with young athletes. Yeah. Well, so point in case, you're dealing with an athlete, you're trying to give them financial direction on the contract that they just signed. And they may be, as you put it, Brett, when we were off air, wasting time feeling sorry for themselves if they've given up six.
Well, I mean, the best way to illustrate not feeling sorry for yourself is to watch a professional football game and watch a defensive back get burned for a six. Even if it impacts the game, if it causes a lead change, those guys don't walk off the field with their head hanging down and griping and moaning and whining. They have another play. And most of the time they say, hey, you know what? I just got burned. It's going to happen. They pay the other guys. Everybody on that field's getting paid. Everybody's putting forth their best effort. If you make a mistake or you get burned, hey, you go to the next play. You have to always look forward. If you look backwards, then you're just going to get beat again and again and again and again.
Yeah, what backs know, and the good backs, the guys that don't let this really burden them, is that this is a team sport. He may have gotten burned on a play, but what happened perhaps is a defensive lineman wasn't aggressive enough, didn't get to the quarterback. The quarterback had the time to throw the ball, and the linebacker let an end get by him, and suddenly this guy's the last line of defense. And all the pieces come together. I
am so impressed right now, Gerard, you came up with that.
That's
very astute for somebody who's a non-athlete.
Well, I did run hurdles in high school, as I keep reminding you guys. But they only have to be right once within a series of plays to make a huge gain.
It's a great point, Gerard. I mean, it's a great point. It's a team effort, and that's what we're trying to do with Game Plan International.
That's exactly right.
Is assemble a team that will take care of their job. If everybody takes care of their job, it takes 11 guys every snap. They have to perform their job to the best of their ability. They have to succeed in order to advance the ball down the field. One guy breaks down, the whole play breaks down. It takes 11 guys hitting on all cylinders time after time after time until you reach the goal line.
And at Game Plan International, by the way, our website is gameplaninternational.com. But at Game Plan, we work as a team with the athlete, with perhaps their financial advisors. They tell us what they need. We go out and find it, and then we give our personal advice on what would be right for them in the form of either a home or an income property investment.
Let me take it a different direction, because there's that thought out there, that school of thought. Mentally strong people avoid giving others the power, giving their power away. And in my view, especially with dealing with young athletes, that their brilliance really shines by the scope of wise counselors and advisors that they're surrounding themselves with. Is that a problem to gain that trust?
Is it that is a great point. With the clients that I've worked with, and I've had the blessing to work with some very high net worth individuals, and they know that everybody wants something from them, and so gaining trust is difficult. Once you gain the trust, though, someone will be very loyal to you. And
well, I can speak to that as well, Gerard. I mean, being a former pro athlete, the things that I've been through, and the fact that they recognize that it's a very small fraternity of guys that have gone through this, the trust is easier to gain because they know that I've gone through it. And I have no problem sitting down with anybody and telling them what I've gone through, how I went through it, what caused me to go through it, and how I've come back from that. And I think that makes the trust factor a little bit more easier to garner. And, there is a bond there between professional athletes, no matter what the sport. There's a mutual respect. There's a mutual admiration, and there's a mutual, you recognize and know what they've gone through to get to where they are.
The rite of passage. You're
Correct.
Listening to Nelson Radio. Call or click 888-888-2136 or click through at nelsonradio.com. I'm with Brett Miller and Gerard Bizignano talking about Game Plan International. Let me ask you how this crosses over from the gridiron into now the boardroom or the conference room as you're working on real estate transactions. Wasting energy on things that you can't control.
In the marketplace, there's always elements that you can't control. We work with buyers that have to buy, and you can't control the inventory, you can't control the rates. Those things float, and inventory comes and goes. You lose out on transactions. But the idea is to seize opportunities when you see them and move boldly to secure that opportunity, because there's others right behind you trying to do the same thing. And so a client, with Game Plan, again, we try and develop a trust with these people so that they know when we say you must act now, this is what you want, this is really what we feel is right for your portfolio, that they act so they can secure that asset, because opportunities have lessened in this market.
And you talk about taking calculated risks, and you've made the comment, somebody signs in today's world a $10 million contract, they think that they have nothing but discretionary money to throw towards this or throw towards that. The money runs out.
The point being is that if you're not careful, you're going to run out of money.
Right.
And, back to what Gerard just said, fortune does favor the bold, but it makes it a lot easier to be bold if you're working with somebody that you trust and has the knowledge and the ability to point you in the right direction so that you can act boldly and swiftly, but you're going to come out of the other side with something in your pocket besides your hands.
There you have it. Something in your pocket besides your hands. I'm Nelson. Stick with us. You're listening to Nelson Radio. On our Thanksgiving show, I'm with Brett Miller and Gerard Bizignano. You can reach us direct, 888-888-2136, or click through at nelsonradio.com. We're going to throw some more questions at you. Hang in there with us.
Happy Thanksgiving, Nelson.
We'll be right back.
This segment of Nelson Radio is brought to you by Changing a Generation, putting an end to human trafficking one child at a time.
Offer extended. Offer not accepted. Extended. Not accepted. This is Nelson with Nelson Radio, and you're challenged by today's rush to real estate, all combined with a concern that by the time you find your dream home, higher rates will price you out of the market. I've got the answer. With my mortgage market exclusive lock and shop rate guarantee, you can freeze today's low interest rates, shop for your new home, all with a peace of mind that your rate is waiting for you at the finish line. Today's rate, protected and waiting for you to purchase your perfect house. Call or click, take advantage of my mortgage experience. 888-888-2136 and lock in your rate. That's 888-888-2136. Squash fear from perhaps the most important decision, your home. 888-888-2136 or click through on strongcreditrewards.com.